Hello, I'm Death's Arrow, and this is a What I'm Thinking Debrief for the week of April 7th, 2013. I'm taking a break from the test server this week to make a confession. I'm a Capohaulic. If there's an opportunity to get into the cap circle during a match, I will more often than not take it. By capping as often as possible, I've racked up over 50,000 capture points. And while capping is certainly a viable tactic for winning matches, how many of those cap points were actually necessary to win those matches? Definitely not all of them, that's for sure. Capture points are awarded to the winning team no matter if a match is won by base capture or destruction of the enemy team. This means jumping on cap late in a battle when the enemy team is nearly finished off will net you some capture points. This became a very common method to farm capture points. The whole concept of farming capture points was instigated by the old efficiency calculation that used to overinflate their value. I'm just as guilty as many others for farming capture points to inflate my efficiency rating. Although in my case I started doing it as an experiment to see how much I could actually inflate it. I was able to raise my efficiency by over 150 points in approximately a month just by capturing more, and this clearly shows that the old rating was significantly flawed. Outside of cap farming though, capping can be a valuable tool. I've shown in the past how capping at the right time can distract the enemy and pull tanks off the front line. Capping can also be used to win matches that would otherwise be losses. While it may not take a lot of skill to drive a tank into the cap circle, tactical capping does. It's important to note that the capture rate only increases for the first 3 tanks on cap. Additional tanks don't increase the capture rate. While there are situations where having more tanks on cap is valuable, more often than not it's wasted effort. Those extra cappers would be better served positioning themselves to engage enemies before they can shoot at the cappers. Capping versus killing is something that occasionally gets debated, especially in regards to experience earned. Capping the base only benefits the cappers. Killing all enemies only benefits the players doing the damage to the remaining tanks. I've seen plenty of matches lost because the players decided to chase down the remaining enemies rather than cap out the base. Personally, I don't care either way. Just win the match by whatever means makes the most sense tactically. That said, I'm going to take a look at a recent scenario where capping was the key to victory. This is a solo battle in my T25/2 on Airfield. Based on the loading screen, I'm a little outmatched here as a tier 7 in a battle full of tier 8s. While I can pen many of these enemies with standard rounds from the sides and rear, frontal engagements will be very dicey. I do carry a dozen premium rounds on my T25/2 specifically for higher tiered engagements and use them situationally as needed. As the battle gets underway, I decide to go north and head to the hill at E6. This is usually a key battleground on this map, and the terrain there suits my tank with opportunities to go hull down. The T25/2 has a strong mantlet and good gun depression, which allows it to excel hull down. When I reach the hill, it's quickly apparent that there's too many friendly tanks here to maneuver effectively. Also, there are at least 6 enemies here to fight, many of which I don't want to face frontally. I maneuver towards the middle of the map to attempt a flanking run. My timing is coincidental with the enemy T69 rushing our T28 prototype. I get good flank shots in helping our T28 prototype from getting knocked down. With the T69 cleared out, I can get back to flanking the hill, which appears to be in trouble. 8 enemy tanks are in this area. It quickly becomes apparent that I need to switch to premium rounds as I'm going to be hard pressed to do any damage against the T34 or IS. After taking down the IS, it's clear the enemy has overrun the hill. Rather than continuing to flank, which would likely be futile, I see an opportunity for a backfield run. 10 out of 11 remaining enemies are accounted for, with only Artie still unspotted. The middle of the map to the enemy cap is wide open. I make my run, encountering no resistance as expected, and get on cap. Rather than find a place to hide, I head to the other side of cap to see if I can spot Artie. Artie is the one thing that could ruin this match, especially if another enemy comes back and spots me. It takes 2 hits, but I do take him down. I continue to stay in the back of the cap. The only remaining tank that's unaccounted for right now that I know is headed back is the Tiger. The rest of the enemy team is either on the other side of the map or too slow to make it back in time. I spot the Tiger first before he can spot me. With our team wearing down and the enemy capping, I can't afford to take a hit. I snap off a shot at the Tiger and then immediately back further into the buildings. This will force the Tiger to have to come to me, and with little time remaining, I should cap the base. I've bought myself enough time and cap out the enemy base for the win. From a damage and kills perspective, I'd hardly call this a great match, but this wouldn't have been a win if I hadn't rushed the enemy cap when I did. The enemy overwhelmed the northern flank and pushed right through. They were so aggressive that they ignored the minimap as well as the cap siren, and other than the Tiger, never bothered to turn back to defend base. Thank you for watching this What I'm Thinking Debrief. Stay tuned for more content soon.